it. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Yeah. Okay. So a little bit delayed, but we have the 2024 PR, so we can kick off whenever the next slide comes in. There we go. All right. Yeah. So this is your boy. You want to talk about this?
Our Donny Goat.
Yeah.
Will I read this out?
Yeah. Read it out.
Sharing the number 10 spot and bringing in the first of the region's representation is Donegal's very own Italian Stallion. Starting in 2021, he's come a long way from how he started playing the game. On laggy Wi-Fi while using an Xbox 360 controller that eventually started spewing smoke. In 2024, he regularly outplaced his seed, making several top 8s and beating great players like Flannel, Piney, Sane, and Cronando along the way. Wielding the taller, jankier, speedier Mario brother, the Stallion brought Luigi back onto the Irish PR for the first time since 2016. Shout out Saddam Apples. Part of the new breed, Italian is looking to marry his trademark overwhelming aggression with a more carefully considered neutral. And with plans to venture outside of Ulster, it's for certain that your ears will be treated to lots of Luigi Wave Dash and plenty of Donegal chanting when Italian Stallion sits down to play.
Very good. Now, shared number 10 spot is actually, because they don't have one, there was nothing in it, like really nothing in it. We looked at the numbers, so number 10 is Razzie. I don't think I've ever seen someone have a bad time playing with, talking to, or even just being in the general vicinity of Rasmus, Razmain, Razzie Baker. A beacon of positive energy at every event, bound to hit an unsuspecting victim with a never-before-seen combo from one of his menagerie of characters, and doing all that while remaining just absurdly shredded. He simply cannot be stopped. Raz sometimes seems to have a vendetta against all the sweats and the tryhards. The only times I've ever seen him get actually mad is when people try to talk to him about the matchup theory. Despite spending his year warning us that he now hates tournament melee and is only showing up to hang out with all his lovely homies, it didn't prevent him from putting up his strongest performances yet, holding winning records against people like Flannel, Piney and Cronando, locking in the joint number 10 spot.
Here we go for number 9.
For number 9.
So here we have Sean Sane.
Yeah, the big
After
man.
really picking up the game over the pandemic from his first BYOB bros, the fact that Sane has made the list, to me, is more of a testament of how well he understands competition and games in general. He's a truly talented man at many things, and if he ever truly jumped on Uncle Punch, we'd all be fucked. Even though he can't make it to as many tournaments as we'd like, he, from being from the GOAT County, and all simply true, he manages to be a name that people get excited to hear about and to play. 2024 marked new highlights for Sane, with upsets across the PR than any other player, including both Jade Fox and Flannel, the Fanny Tilt. Not just a bracket with a threat, Sane also happens to be one of the best folk around to have cans with, normally the night before a bracket, you know, for the culture. So that's from Puka. The bemused face he pulls after every high-level win speaks to just how humble the cunt is. That one's from Rue.
So number 8, I believe, is Flannel. Over the last couple of years, Flannel has done his best to pick up the legacy left by the 2010s BP and carry the mantle of Irish melee gatekeeper, chump-checking wannabe PR contenders at the door left and right. For anyone that hasn't been paying attention, Flannel has been refining his approach, or lack thereof, in the pit of Slippy since 2021. But it was this last year that defined the most noteworthy season yet for the man with the unshakable plan to charge needles on side plat, am I right?
Yo!
Flannel finished 2024 with just a single set loss to anyone not sitting on this year's rankings, whilst also proving that he can give the cold sweats to those above. With wins over Joseph Karnek, Jade Fox and Diabound, it's only a question of who's next on the hit list. P.S. I also had a joke about how there's less camping at a weekend at Electric Picnic than in a Flannel set. Just use your imagination to pretend I cleverly worked it into the write-up.
Okay, for number 7, who do we have? We have Dara. Imagine this. You think your top 8 spot is all locked in until you look ahead in bracket and realize you're projected to play against a Phantom. You thought he was a myth. You splashed some cold water on your face, but no. There he sits, a folktale come to life, whispered by melancholic survivors of shipwrecks. The best sheik in Ireland has emerged from the sea to crush your hopes and dreams. Dara is an enigma. Do any of us know anything about him, really? Does he even exist? Sightings in 2024 were sparse. Despite only entering 3 tournaments this year, Dara made every one of them count. With wins over Mihal, Jade Fox, and Razmain, Dara brought his trademark consistency to his performances at home, and even found time to do the unthinkable: enter a non-Irish tournament. Scary thought, lads. I know. With a respectable placing on Valhalla 4, it's clear Valhalla 4. It's clear that should Dara start attending more frequently in the next year, we'll expect folk tales and the fear that comes with them to spread across the Isles and beyond.
You want to take this one because you wrote this?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. For number 6, we have Jade Fox. It's been a great year for the Queen of Cork, Jade Fox. Her Captain Falcon has been ruling the rebel county with an iron fist all year, destroying the resident floaties and jewels. Her most notable wins, however, happened out of county. She claimed wins over the rest of the PR, including Michal, Razzie, and Sane. Her style is ruthless yet informed, styling on opponents with her astounding amount of knowledge of Melee's mechanics and intricacies. She would describe this as knowing ball. Her reign over the Cork scene is sure to continue into 2025, but whether we'll see her rise up the ranks nationally or may just require her to moonwalk a little further afield.
Lovely. So, number 5, we're getting to the big guns now. Enra. The third Jigglypuff main on the Irish PR may seem like Enra would have a hard time standing out from the crowd with pick balloons often seen floating above Dreamland. That's a long sentence, dude. You'll quickly realise nothing could be further from the truth as the man in black starts wave dashing his way across the ground, cornering you and having a cheeky smile where he reacts to your panic roll and saps your stock away. 2024 was a tough year for Enra. He missed out on the chance to fight players around his position on the PR, leaving him with only the most of the top 5 to make an upset against. Still, he crushed every player trying to rise against him, with wins over strong returning Joseph, Razmane and Fernando, Sane and Flannel. Only things close to upsets are losses to Michal and a rare showing of Myshik. Whether the self-proclaimed wave-dashing, aggressive Puff is putting a limit on his potential or creating a new style remains to be seen. Regardless of any of that, the joy Enra brings to the scene will always be felt, and getting a chance to sit down with the gent will always be a delight.
Alright, for number 4 we have Michal. In a scene famous for its tales of downtrodden mid-level Falcos suffering under the colonial boots of meanie seasick happy mirthmains, Michal shows that not all is lost. After scraping in at 9th on the 2023 PR, this Galway goat went in a tear both in and out of the game. Not only did he single-handedly foster a local scene out of practically nothing, but over 2024, Michal showed impressive consistency in his play. Utilising his top player neutral, Michal beat every other contender on the PR below him that dared to cross his path. He has also been stabbing the ankles of the players above him, pulling game wins from each of the top 3. Even if he did resort to using his mean fox that was about as much heart and soul as Rena on Unranked. What's next for Michal? Probably farming another Fight House Weekly. But whatever it is in store for Michal, I think it's safe to say that I want me whole, I want me whole, I want me whole, and I want it now.
We do.
I do.
Alright. Number 3, we've got Verdant. For years, Kieran Verdant Kelly hasn't had to pay his rent, living free in the minds of paranoid Irish players. To this day, any newcomer to the Irish Melee community will undergo the now customary month-long probation period while they are still under suspicion of being yet another Kieran alt. We still aren't quite sure how many he's accumulated over the years. You may at some point want to check with a doctor if you're ever worried that you too might be a Kieran alt. All of these secret identities have given Verdant a holistic appreciation of the game. The matchups you might fear and dread are the ones they just live for. There are few things Verdant loves more in this game than the opportunity to circle camp a character who just can't fight back. And it's an attitude that's served him well so far. Consistency has been the name of the game this year for Verdant. In a year full of big upsets and tarnished records, they did not concede a single set to any Irish player who isn't named Frog Chip. I'm going to take number 2 because I wrote that too.
Of course.
Coming at number 2 is Maxi. Did you know that Kylie Minogue's 1997 album Impossible Princess marked a foray into a new, dark, experimental kind of music that not only redefined the artist's relationship to their art, but also provided a new foundation for the pop princess to grow in her craft? Do you know how I know this? It's because Connor Maxi Maxwell has told me at least 7 times. Did you know that Maxi's 2024 character DK marked a foray into a new, dark, experimental kind of melee that not only redefined the player's relationship to the game, but also provided a new foundation for the Puff Princess to grow in his craft? A meme pick with a purpose, to outpunish the Space Foxes. The last couple of seasons of Irish Melee have been defined at the top by the struggle between Maxi and Frogchip. The first 6 months of 2024 heavily favoured the young Foxmen, but a steel resolve at Fort of the Strangers stemmed the bleeding, and the DK's test outing at Scum at 4 showed tremendous promise. And today's,
That's a testament.
as a testament to it, 2025 will be the test to see if Maxi can capitalise on the new obsession and whip the ape into shape to reclaim his throne. Finally, number 1 to no one's surprise.
It's Frogchip. Every few years in Ireland, there is a Fox player that appears from out of nowhere with intentions of becoming the king of the Irish Melee scene. And Frogchip's path to claiming that title has felt inevitable to everyone ever since he emerged from his cocoon. It's been a long time since we've seen a player who works as hard as he does, putting the plebs to shame with his dedication to learn and improve at this game. After soundly slapping you out of his way in bracket, he'll grab a pint with you and gently explain in specific detail why your game plan against him was complete and utter shite. But that's because he's kind of a grinder that wants to demolish you at your very best. In his most dominant year yet, he has won all but one of the Irish tournaments that he has attended, blocked by the mythical Mint appearance, and his head-to-head record against the top 3 can only be described as definitive. Next year he's aiming even higher, setting his sights on lands abroad, starting off as he means to go on a huge run to 5th place at a recent UK major, Let's Start the Fire, with wins on Pi, Irfan and GG. Time will only tell how far Ireland's number 1 can go.
So massive congratulations to everybody that's made it. I'm going to do a wee round of applause. Yeah. And there we've got sick art from Rue for everybody to see.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so big thanks to the PR panel, made up with myself, Froggy, Flannel, Jade, Italian Stallion, Razzie, Rue, Mihal and Maxi. Especially to Flannel for doing this insane head-to-head spreadsheet.
Yeah,
it just has
crazy.
a level of turbo dweeb that I am not not in for.
It was awesome to look at.
Yeah,
as well.
obviously, and thanks to the words from everybody, myself, Froggy, Flannel, Rue, Bev, Puka and Mihal. I think everybody would agree you all did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
So thank you again. And now we've got Grams.
Let's go for grams.
I'm going to get out of the way and let Klaus get back
to the
on
bathroom
there.
before this starts.
Make it get started. Thanks again, everybody.